Welcome to the second video on the fifth session of measurement and converting units. Now, in our previous video, we basically revised how to convert a simple unit, a larger unit into a smaller unit, which means I hope by now all of you can do this. I hope you can convert a kilometer to a hectometer. I hope you can convert a hectometer into a decameter into a meter to a decimeter into centimeter, and a centimeter to a millimeter. I hope you can do these simple steps. Now, what if I ask you something more complex? And that complexity is, what if I ask you to convert, let's say let's say a meter into centimeter? Or what if I ask you to convert a meter into a millimeter? Or what if I ask you to convert, let's say the most complex one here, a kilometer into a millimeter? Right? Isn't that going to be difficult? Well, it seems difficult, but it is not so difficult. Let us take a simpler example. Let us start with something simple. Let us say I want you to convert a meter into a centimeter. Let's start with this. So I hope you can convert, before you continue with this video, I hope you are able to convert a meter into a decimeter. If you don't know how to convert a meter into a decimeter, you have to go to my previous videos. But if you can do this one, meter to a decimeter, if you can do these single step conversions, let us consider them as single step conversions. If you can do them single step conversions, then in that case, you should watch this video and continue watching this. So let us say in this particular video, I ask you to convert meter into centimeter. And let's take this particular example. Let's say I ask you to convert, and we should always start with something simpler. Let's say let's convert 5 meter is equal to dash centimeter. Now, I hope you remember the formula for converting a large unit into a smaller unit. And that formula is, we multiply the value of the larger unit, we multiply it by conversion factor. Now, we have already learned how we made this formula. So we've done this already, right? So what is the value of the larger unit here? So this is the larger unit, meter is the larger unit, centimeter is the smaller unit. So we take the value of the larger unit, the value of the larger unit is 5. So we simply write 5 here. So let's write 5 times, and what is the conversion factor? Now, this part can be a little tedious for you, right? So a little confusing for you. So let me write 5 meters here again. Now, how do we convert? How do we find the conversion factor here? So I'll teach you. I'm just going to that, how to find the conversion factor for these double step or triple step length conversions of units, how to do that. So let us just see how to go across this problem. So why don't we first of all convert meter into decimeter? Let's convert meter into decimeter. And then whatever value we get here, we can convert those decimeters into centimeter. Doesn't that make sense? Let's go 2 steps. So rather than converting 5 meters into centimeter directly, let us go to the first step, which is, let us convert 5 meters into decimeters. Right? We can convert 5 meters into decimeters. So this part is easy. So let's do 5 meters. And if we use the same formula here, we can write 5, which is the value of the larger unit, times conversion factor. What is the conversion factor? How many decimeters are found in 1 meter? How many decimeters are found in 1 meter? That is the conversion factor for this particular problem. And there are 10 decimeters that make up 1 meter, right? So our conversion factor is 10. So 5 meters is 50 decimeters. So what we have done so far, we've performed the first step of conversion, and we had this problem. 5 meters we are supposed to find is how many centimeters, but we have first of all converted 5 meters is 50 decimeters. So this is the first step. And the second step will be, because now we have got 50 decimeters. So if we now in the second step find out 50 decimeters is equal to dash centimeters. If we solve this, haven't we found what is 5 meters? Anyways, let's solve this. So how much is 50 decimeters? So the larger unit is decimeter, smaller unit is centimeter. And what is the value of 50? So let's write 50. We are using this formula again, VL times CF, right? VL into CF. So value of the larger unit is 50. We are multiplying it. And what is the conversion factor? How many centimeters are found in 1 decimeter? How many? Let's look at the line up there. How many decimeters? How many centimeters make 1 decimeter. How many centimeters make 1 decimeter? And it's 10. So this is the conversion factor, right? The number of smaller units found in the one large unit. And here the conversion factor then becomes 10. And 50 decimeters have 500 centimeters. So our answer is here. And what we can write here, we can write 5 meters is equal to 50 decimeters, which is equal to 500 centimeters. So what is our answer? 5 meters is how many centimeters? So 5 meters is equal to 500 centimeters. Isn't that the one of the ways to solve this up? So let me just rub the screen. Let me clear up the screen for some more work. Just give me a moment. So isn't this one of the ways by which we can do this? But now again, this is a little lengthy because then you have to solve this problem in 2 steps. Now, what if I ask you to convert something even bigger? So let's say I give you a problem, and let's use a different color this time. And let's say if I ask you to convert, let's say, a kilometer into a millimeter. So what will you do? You will have to then first convert a kilometer. Let's say I ask you convert 5 kilometers into millimeters. Let's say this is your problem, 5 kilometers into millimeters. So isn't this going to be a very long problem? First of all, you will convert, in the first step, you'll convert 5 kilometers into hectometer. And then you will get some value, and that value is, let's say, 50. And then you will convert 50 hectometers into decameters, which will be like 500. And then you will convert these decameters into meters. So first step, second step, third step, and then you'll whatever value you'll get here, you'll convert that into decimeters. And whatever value you'll get here, you'll convert that into centimeters. And whatever value you get here, you'll convert that into millimeters. So isn't this going to be a very long calculation? Now, we don't want that calculation to be too long. So what are we going to do there is something we'll see in the next video.